Guys, I have your discussion seed for you tonight. We are discussing with life expectancy increasing. Here's how 4 countries are addressing their aging populations. Introduces a World Economic Forum article that situates aging as one of the most pressing demographic transformations of our time. It emphasizes that uh, raising longevity is not simply a, a triumph of modern medicine and social progress, but also challenges that requires governments to rethink the foundations of pensions, healthcare, housing, labor markets by spotlighting 4 countries. The piece illustrates how diverse societies are implementing with policy responses to balance the opportunities and burdens of longer lives. Why this matters now. Longer lives are reshaping the social contact. The article draws on UN projections that the global population age 65 and older will more than double by 2050, a shift that will strain existing systems. The World Economic Forum adds that societies build around a 3-stage life: education, work, retirement are increasingly mismatched today's to today's realities. Instead, people are living multi-stage lives with periods of retraining, part-time work, caregiving, and phased retirement. This requires new forms of social supports, flexible labor markets, and cultural adaptation. The stakes are high. Without reform, countries risk shrinking workforce, uh, ballooning healthcare costs, and pension systems that cannot sustain longer retirements. Families, too, face heavier caregiving responsibilities, while businesses must adapt to older workforces and shifting consumer needs. Evidence and framing. The article anchors its argument in two major sources: World Economic Forum's longevity literacy reports, which stresses the need for individuals and societies to plan for multi-stage lives. United Nations data, which ties aging to, to sustainable development goals, highlighting that equity, health, and social inclusion are uh, inseparable from demographic change. Together, these sources frame aging not as a crisis but a structural transformation that demands proactive creative responses. The four country case studies: South Korea, the world's lowest frailty rate, threatening long term population decline. Response: a generous monthly newborn uh, stipend around $740, and proposals to reduce housing costs through lower mortgage rates. These measures aim to ease financial barriers, childbearing, and encourage family formation. In China, problem: population decline following decades of the one child policy, compounded by high costs of raising children. Responses: local governments offer tax breaks, extended maternity leave, and cash payments for additional children. National policies also target education costs, such as restructuring, restricting education, uh, restricting for profit tutoring to reduce the financial burden on families. Japan, problem: one of the world's oldest populations with persistently low birth rates. Response: increase increased child support spending and proposals for a new government agency dedicated to demographic issues. Japan also promotes active aging, encouraging older adults to remain socially and economically engaged, challenging the notion that 65 automatically means retirement. In Italy, problem: a high proportion of citizens over 65 and declining births. Response: regional laws and a national pact for senior citizens that emphasizes active aging, healthcare, and social packages. Involve innovative housing models and expanded palliative care. The goal is to prevent isolation and integrate older adults into community life. Broader implications. No universal fix. Each country's approach reflects its unique demographic pressures. South Korea and China focus on boosting births, while Japan and Italy emphasize integrating older adults and redesigning services. Policy and culture. Solutions require not only financial incentives, but also cultural shifts, how society view aging, family, and work. Technology and innovation. The I the IMF and UN highlight that technological advances such as digital health, robotics, and AI may help societies manage longevity, but only if paired with inclusive policies. Key takeaway. The article's central message is that longer lives demand systematic redesign. Countries are experimenting with combinations of family incentives, healthcare reforms, and pension uh, restructuring, housing innovation, and cultural redefinition of aging. The four cases, the four, the four case studies show that while strategies differ, the shared goal is to make longevity not just sustainable but meaningful, ensuring older adults remain active participants in society and that younger generations see a viable future in raising families. Okay, guys, that's your C for tonight. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.